Okay, I couldn't figure out how to get the visual aid on the screen while I'm talking, so I'm just saying the speech to you guys and then using the visual aid next to me. But yeah, this is a picture of Dante Love. I'm sure some of you guys are like, who the heck is Dante Love? Well, Dante Love is an American football player who played for Ball State back in the day in 2007, 2008 era, where he was an absolute all-star. He was killing the game. He had NFL scouts looking at him from basically every single team. He had over 100 receptions for about 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns, averaging about 144 yards per game. So he really knew the game, was great at the game, and was set up for life. And that was until the fourth game in the 2008 season, where he suffered a cervical spine fracture and basically ended his career forever. He was so committed to the game and ended up making absolutely $0 from football. And this is why today we're going to be talking about the NCAA NIL rules and why the recent changes by adding NIL rules are great for the game of any college athletics. So what is NIL? So NIL stands for name, image, and likeness. And this is basically an athlete's ability to earn money based off of their talents and their name while in college as a student athlete. In the past, an athlete could not earn any money based off of their skills. So even if an athlete were to go to the Olympics and earn a medal, they can't receive payment for that because they are an athlete, which is crazy because they've earned all those skills and all of those talents. We'll get into that later on. But now, with recent changes, they are allowing players to start getting paid by these brand deals, by these companies, by these schools, in order to receive compensation for their talents, which I think is awesome. So today, this is a very controversial issue. People are really on polar opposite sides of why it is or is not good. But today, I'm here to tell you why it's good and why it needs to stay a thing within college athletics. So why are they good? My 3 points are the fact that athletes are able to earn money in college before possible injuries, like Dante Love. He was set up for life and lost his whole career due to injury, which I think is horrible. He had to reroute his whole entire life, but I'll talk more in a second about that. Secondly, is women. Women athletics do not pay very great in the major leagues, as you guys may know, but in NIL, women are actually some of the highest paid athletes in college because of their social media presence and all of that. And thirdly, it evens the recruiting field for all these different schools. In the past, there have been scandals of schools paying players, and now making it legal makes everybody on the same playing field so that they can choose whether or not to pay players. So going back to your first point about the injuries and people getting paid before they get hurt. As a college athlete, about 91% of them are going to get injured at some point. And those who do get hurt do average about 2.5 injuries per person. So once you get hurt, you continue to get hurt, and it's just very likely your career will end because based on that 91%, about between 13 and 32% of those players do suffer a career-ending injury, which is awful. These are a lot of athletes who are going to have careers and futures within professional athletics, all cut short due to injury, and all receive zero compensation for their skills and their talents from a very young age all the way to age up to 22, 23, 24, and they earn nothing, which is I think is not right. Secondly, is women in NIL, in NCAA athletics. So NIL provides a stable environment in which women can make a substantial amount of money off these brand deals. And as I mentioned earlier, it's because of their social media presence. Inherently, in this day and age, women tend to do better on social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, all these things, and they gather a larger following. When brands see this, they want to partner with them to get a larger outlook and a larger connection with the audience. And so you have players and athletes who are female and they have these large followings, and these brands hop on the train because they want that exposure. And they know that young athletes and young consumers are going to be watching. It's a great spot to get out there and advertise. I'm sure you guys know who this is. This is Livy Dunn. Livy Dunn is a American gymnast at LSU, Louisiana State University. And just last year, she reportedly earned over $500,000 on one NIL deal, which is absolutely insane. The fact that she could earn $500,000 just because of her social media presence. Getting away from her and more just towards women in general, well, I guess back to her. She's actually the third highest paid NIL athlete in all of NCAA athletics, and she's a female. If you go to the majors, there's no woman anywhere near the top ranking payouts because that's not how it is. But in NIL, it gives women the space to earn the money that they deserve. And beyond that, there are 6 out of 10 of the top NIL sports to be paid out are actually women's sports. So that's just goes to show you that women are getting compensated for this, and they're earning a lot more than they would ever before due to this NIL rule. And lastly is recruiting tactics. As I mentioned earlier, in the past, there's been some scandals with schools like Alabama who are quote-unquote paying players illegally, getting them to come, and that's just not right. So allowing NIL is giving these schools a chance to, if they so choose, to spend money to have these brand deals, sponsor players, and encourage them to go to certain schools, because that just is what they choose to do, and that's how they choose to spend their funds. And I think it's honestly their choice, and it's not the NCAA's choice to make for them. So why should you care? This is much bigger than football. This is much bigger than gymnastics. These are people's lives that we're talking about. People dedicate their lives to athletics from day one up till year 24, 25, and it's not right to earn zero compensation throughout all of this. The ability to earn money thanks to hard work you put in and talents you have developed seems like a no-brainer, and I think, and you should think too, that NIL is a great addition for college athletics. Thank you.